What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Sir Pork's Bottom, the pig, back for another video. So today I figured, I got a little bit of stuff in the pipeline. Still working on getting, DU levels and trying to get the 4.1 story finished and recorded and trying to make that video a little bit, hopefully a little bit more streamlined, not just like a super long rambling session. So I posted this, hot takes on the Reddit to see what I could get, and let's see what we got. So, my personal hot take is that 4-star characters should no longer be releasing. We'll get down to the comments in a second. I was taking a peek at some of them there, and we'll go over what everybody said. I do think that they kind of put the summoning pool in a bad spot where you're not getting refunds anymore. You're getting 4-star characters, and those 4-star characters just aren't usable. And I'd rather have another pull than an unusable character to get a 5-star, right? Who are usable characters. Anyways, let's take a look. 3.6 is the worst story patch. Let's see. I want to see like what was the 3.6 story? Oh, this was the Evernight patch. Yeah, actually not. Dude, I kind of agree with this one. It's actually that forgettable, I guess. It was kind of sandwiched between like 3.5, which was Finon, and 3.7, which was the Cyrene patch. So it was kind of in a bad spot. I do think Evernight's a little bit underutilized in the story in general. I think she should be out a lot more often. Look, dude, I have another hot take. Maybe like Don Hung doesn't need another form, so whatever. Okay, good take. This was people saying that my take is bad, not even hot, because a lot of people are saying it, I guess. Mudding the summon pool is a dumb take on the 4-star release debacle. It's literal abandonment to the gacha concept of contrasting rare characters from the normal summons. They should stop with the 3-star light cones as well, since it ends up being mass at the end of the day. This is true. He's actually not even wrong. It's not even wrong. 3-star light cones should not be coming out. They should not even be considered real at this point. I don't enjoy this at all. I don't think the system is smart. I think releasing only 4-stars light cones. 4-star light cones are okay. Only because like they're usually free in some capacity. Like you can buy them from either the Herder shop or the the Forgotten Hall. So I don't mind the 4-star cones. But they haven't released a new summonable 4-star cone in forever either. So it's probably for the best. And then I ended up posting another one that's fair. Here's a more hot take. Characters that are considered in the main push of their patch should only be considered with E2S1 in mind. I do not believe E0, S0 is even remotely viable for characters to be considered at, with Plight being the only content that currently matters for character strength. This one might be a little hot. I've talked about this in a few other videos. But like E2S1 is like the bare minimum for a lot of main pushes I consider for strength. This part is where it gets a little bit tricky though. Like, I don't think strength for MOC, APOC, or Pure Fiction even matters anymore. I mean, you could go one step down from my take, which you say, Anomaly Arbitration is the only content that really matters. Which I could get behind, but like, if your character can't beat Plight, then I don't know why you would run the character at all. You know what I mean? Like what's the point? Like for me especially, so the mono rem team can clear Plight, why would I ever summon for a character if they can't clear Plight? You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Like if I can't clear Plight with a new team, then why summon for them at all? Like they're not going to give my account any bonuses. Now of course, like I do have exceptions to that, and I've said this before in a video. I'm staying consistent. Only summon for characters for 2 reasons. 1, if you like the character, summon for them. Don't worry about the meta. It doesn't really matter. 2, if the character is going to help you clear 0-cycle content, I think that is the main thing you should be thinking of. Now, if you like the character, if you're like, like me, like I'm a huge Ashvale fan. I think he's sweet. I summon for him, E0, S0, just to have him on my account. He's kind of fun to run a little bit. I'm not really looking to clear content with him. I'm just looking to run the character. But I feel like people should be looking to clear content first. I can already do that, so I don't really need to worry about clearing content right now. So, yeah, I can clear the content, so I don't really give a shit. I'm going to summon for characters that I like. But if you can't 0-cycle the king Or if you can't clear plight, you know, get that little the sparkly sort of prismatic character banner, then just don't summon for a character if it doesn't help you achieve that goal, right? So that's kind of where I'm at. Like I said, unless you're a big fan of the character, then that is okay. But I feel like a lot of people out there are really big fans of every character that comes out and summons for everyone. So, you know, maybe don't do that. But yeah, like that's kind of what I think. We'll see if anybody replies to this. Remembrance focusing more on the memo sprite part rather than fighting with the memo sprite. Genuinely produce some of the most boring characters gameplay and animation wise. Let's list them all out. Aglaya, good. She actually fights with her memo sprite, but her skill and ultimate being just summoning and enhancing is boring as hell. Still, most of her gameplay is based on her joint attack, so she's fine. I agree. I think Aglaya, I've said this a lot, was one of my favorite characters to play. It stinks that I can't actually zero cycle any of the knights with her at the moment. I've tried to run her. I didn't actually run her against Pollux. I don't think it'd be a good use of my time, but I probably maybe could do Lygus. I need to like lock in a little bit. I was really tired doing that AA. That was right before I was doing the DU summoning or video, so it was kind of late. Cashford has a joint attack, but her gameplay outside of E2 will never see you using that attack. This is very true, and this goes back to this point right here. Like, Cashford at E2 is a different character than everything else. Like, there's so much that she gets on her E2 that, like, there's no point in not getting her E2. This guy makes a good point. Hyacinth, what does she even do? This is true. Yeah, I like this guy. Tori Lunares. Maybe this is the girl. I don't know. This is a good take, man. This is fire, man. Hyacinth Memo Sprite doesn't do anything. Evernight Memo Sprite, you get like one attack, but it's actually just Evernight doing the attack. It's just like I'm not a huge fan of Evernight animations, I'm gonna be real. But I think they're kind of lazy. Because her enhanced skill is literally just her normal skill, but red instead of blue. EMC, I mean, you know, Mem is out there. Mem fights. You know, they have their ult joint attack or whatever. Cyrene isn't even a memo sprite. This is the worst thing ever, by the way. Cyrene's memo sprite not counting as a memo sprite is so funny to me. Anyways, 1.5/6 units actually fighting with their memo sprites. Are we dead ass? Please focus on the joint attack mechanic, bro. I agree. They supposedly there's going to be a remembrance character sometime in 4.0 or 4.x, sorry. We'll see what they do. If it's like Mr. Rekka, I don't even know what his memo sprite could be. Maybe Clocky or something, I guess. I don't know. Cyrene's whole she's her own memo sprite thing was so stupid. What's even the point of a memo sprite then? Sure, but the community have been complaining about that a lot recently. It isn't a hot take. And I know it's not a hot take, but it's a good take. I like that one. You don't have to full start every mode. Yes, you do. This is the hot take for me. I think if you're not full starring every mode, you're not playing the game correctly. That's just how it is. Like, you're not getting max rewards. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're missing out on a ton of gems every single patch. So, this is a hot take for me. If you're not full starring every game mode, you're just not playing the game correctly, and that's just, I just feel that way. Your take isn't hot. I know. I put another one in there, just in case. Inspired from that Cyrene post. Outside sources like lore and character videos from the official channel should never be a part of the experience in order to fully enjoy the story. It is simply marketing that acts as supplementary material. The story quests inside the game are the one thing required, since that is what we play and experience. Critiques of the story are about the experience that the game itself gives us and nothing more. Okay. I like that. I'm actually a big fan of this. I have this problem with... I've been playing a lot of Deadlock recently. None of the characters have a ton of lore. Obviously, the game's still in like alpha stage. But the community has headcanoned so much lore for these characters already that they're acting like Valve did all the work. And so I'm kind of with this one. Like, not... like keeping everything that we have for, like, making our opinions about characters being from the game makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, you can definitely see the supplementary, but I'm pretty sure Horio intended, at least for some of the outside sources, to be part of the full experience, which is why they've started including animated shorts on the main quest. This is true. Yeah, a lot of the animated... Like, if you don't want to go in spoiler-free, you kind of got to stay away from the Honkai Star Rail YouTube, because they post a lot of the really good... Like, that Finon cutscene, that really good Finon cutscene that made me summon for the character was only in the game until, like, a day or two later, they posted it on YouTube. I wish they didn't post it on YouTube. I wish they kind of kept it in the game only. To me, the way Hoyo is doing it intentional marketing purposes should be the game. It must be. It's my view on it. The animated shorts we have right now in game is not enough when looking at the significant lore videos like Myriad Celestia. This is true. Oh, okay, so he's talking about the Myriad Celestia. These should be in some point, or it's some way viewable in game. I can get behind that. There's a line where outside sources should not be. Yeah. Okay. This is actually a good take, actually. I think I like this one. I'm a little over this being the third planet where things can't be taken at face value because they might or might not be real. We had a dreamland, then we had a simulation. Now we're in the land of fairy tales coming to life. Yeah. I kind of see where this guy's coming from. Penacony was just such a hit because they realized they could just like kill off characters and bring them back because it's all a dream, right? Like Firefly came back, Robin comes back, Sunday comes back. You know, it's just like you can just kill them all and they can come back, right? I mean, look at One Piece currently in the manga, bro, with Domni Reversi. You know, you can finally have characters fighting and Oda can kill them off and not have them die, right? It's a total bailout. I'm kind of with it on this one. Like, could you imagine like at the end of Jirilo, like Cocolia just like comes back after you defeat her. You know, she doesn't die. It's like, oh, thank you for getting me out of that dream. You know, whatever. I mean, it's terrible. We got spoiled with Bellabog. Oh, no philosophical verbose dialogue. Story not lasting us for 40 hours with pacing and filler problems. Decent screen time for all the characters and story. Mostly satisfying ending. All the stories after have been filled with major problems outside of Bellabog. Fei Zhao. I'm not a huge fan of anything in the Jinjiao. There's so much filler. Kafka isn't a Dami Mami character, and English VAs making disservice to her characterization. Yeah, her JP voice acting is a lot different. Cause I play the game in Japanese, but whenever I hear English VA, it's so crazy to me. It's for fan service, so I can't even hate it, dude. Like every female character in Star Rail's a fan service until Nihilux. I think she might not be, but we'll see. I get it's just me being a boomer, but I hate Sparzy and Planet Acadia so far. The cool thing about prior planets was seeing different sci-fi fantasy takes on different cultures. Now we just got Zoomer, brain rot, and streamer culture references. Like, I can't even parse what's going on in Sparzy's animations. I'll finish it. And so much of Planet Arcadia's design is just visual noise to me. Everything looks like they imported some teenagers' TikTok into the game, and I can't stand it. This is a big problem. I've heard there's a lot of... It's almost like it's an accessibility issue, dude. Like, straight up. Like, Sparzy animations at 2x speed are so hard to read. They really are. I'm kind of with him on this one. I don't know about Planet Arcadia, though. I don't think it's too bad. Like, it's kind of neat. They're going a little all over the place. I play a lot of Zenless Zone Zero, and they kind of keep everything in... They keep every like patch, you know, it's a pretty concise story with a unique visual style. And they obviously get their stuff in like movie tropes and genres. So I feel like you could probably do that with Star Rail. I mean, Penacony was good, you know. So we had like Jirilo Bellabog, which was like, it was the, you know, just sort of like Russia. Then we had China with the Jinjiao Luofu. Then we had Vegas. I consider it Vegas for Penacony. I don't really know. I mean, like, ancient Greece was the idea for Amphorius. But I guess I don't really know what this is supposed to be. But to be fair, Planet Arcadia did get canceled. It was supposed to be like a Neo Japan. But it was a bit scandalous apparently, so they had to change that. They had to change the story last minute. That's why Evanescia got pushed to not being pushed. Edit to clarify, I only like to dislike it visually, design wise. Okay. Besides the trapped in school part. Yeah, this is true, I guess. Yeah, that's actually a good point. People say waifu over meta, but this game never adds decent combat content. Always just mini games, which while fun, never give much excuse to use your teams. I'd love to pick characters I like over ones that are viable, but you need to pick meta to clear endgame content, and at the end of the day, that's all there really is in terms of battle content. People always say, well, clearing endgame isn't necessary, but what else am I doing then? Yeah, this is true. I agree with this take completely. I do, like, maybe not waifu over meta, but like, if you like a character, I feel like you should summon for it, because that's gonna make you have fun. Now, you have to know, though, if you are doing that, you might not be able to clear endgame content. Like, it just happens that I'm a huge Scythe fan. I love Scythes, and Casterus is a Scythe character. The other three on her team, I mean, I like Cyrene. She's cool, I guess. I'm not a huge fan of Evernight, and I'm not a huge fan of Hyacinth, but I have to have them on the team. You know what I mean? So I've made sacrifices, sort of, technically to speak, you know. Like Ashvale, for instance. I guess we did get news, and I'll go over this at the end. We did get news about him though, so I'll be bringing that up. Currency Wars is half-baked and poorly designed. Ooh. They did just rip off TFT though. This is true. I play a lot of TFT as well. Problem is TFT is a multiplayer game and not designed around being a single-player auto-battler. If you're decent at TFT, you're just never going to lose at Currency Wars outside of the odd occasion of extreme bad luck, because TFT is balanced around the game, having multiple people competing over limited resources. Ooh, take a breath. This means you normally need to deviate from optimal teams' econ and leveling thresholds based on what your opponents are doing. Since Currency Wars doesn't have opponents, that's unnecessary, so you can just econ and level efficiently and basically always win. It's true. Currency Wars, I think, is a bad mode. I've talked about Currency Wars being a terrible mode. Anything above gold rank, I just feel like is so bad, man. It just takes forever. You have to use characters that you invest fully in, and it's really boring. Like it's just really sad. Male Trailblazer should be deleted from the game, and Stell should be fully voice acted in the story in return. Yeah, I use Stell. If you use Kalis, I mean, it's okay. I use Wise and ZZZ, so. My hot take is that I would sacrifice every 4-star in the game if it meant Ron May would help create the Womb Force 9000 from Adam Pearl so we can start a happy family together. Whoa. Whoa, chat. Oh my god. Okay. Hot take. Each new story quest should be longer. Like longer than the last one? I don't know if I feel good about that one. I kind of like them concise. And Forey said good storytelling. It wasn't the simplest, but simple storytelling doesn't equal good storytelling. Yeah. No, I think Euphorius was probably their best story patch so far. The massive difference between E0 and higher Eidolons is healthy for the game. Oh, look at this guy is my goat. The Angel of Battle 99, Elation Gaming. Thank you. If someone invests in E0 teams, it means they can invest in the next shield team as well after the first team becomes barely usable. If someone really likes the characters and archetype, they can invest vertically to allow them to be viable in perhaps entire years to come without being forced to go for the next shield team. Honestly, yeah, as long as an E0 team with maybe S1 DPS can clear for reasonable amounts of time, it's fine. Gotta use some pulse at some point anyways. Like, okay, I see what he's saying. I don't think you should ever invest in a full E0 team. I just think it's not useful. Like your pulls of getting like let's say you have 4 characters already. The amount of value that you're getting for getting Eidolons on those 4 characters instead of a brand new team is probably a lot different. Like, because if I had like a full E0 Elation team right now, which is just Sparzy, Yao Guang, Dan Heng, and I guess like, I don't know, who's going to be on this team? I mean, let's just say like E0 Silverwolf, whatever. Like E0 Silverwolf, Sparzy, Yao Guang, and Dan Heng. Like, if I had that team and the Mono Rem team at E0, I think I would have more success clearing endgame content if I just had like E2 Casterus, E2 Cyrene, E0 Evernight, E0 Hyacinth. You know what I mean? It's like the same cost. If you include cones in there as well, then I guess you could add even 4 more points to that Mono Rem team, and you'd be able to clear content much more comfortably. So it's a little bit unique, but I think they kind of have the right idea here. Having having really powerful Eidolons is fine, because you get these characters very strong. I've been using casters for a year. You know, her teammates obviously came out semi-recently. I think, didn't Cyrene release in, like, November? We need 4 stars again to make people play certain archetypes. This is, like, not true. Like, no. They just need to keep giving us free 5 stars. And we're fine. Relation is ass. Restricted Lycon options, it's a new path, and the gameplay just feels like follow-up attack with a side of sensory overload. So far, I agree with this one. I think that, to be honest, the introduction to Elation mechanics, I think Sparzy and Yao Guang were horrible. Like, absolutely terrible intros to the Elation path. I think Silverwolf does it pretty well with the whole Elation thing going on, but I do feel like Sparzy and Yao Guang were just horrible characters to introduce the mechanic. Like, if you want to, you know, step into my other world for a minute, I don't know if anybody knows anything about Dokkan in here, but Dokkan had like a mechanic called where are they at? They are called EX Super Attacks. I don't know if it'll ever show up on here. But basically, it was like voiced super attacks. This guy was like the first one to release with it, and it was terrible because he didn't even say anything. He just like grunted, you know, like the Dragon Ball scream. I feel like Sparzy and Yao Guang do not do justice to the Elation follow-up attack. So, like, they're horrible intros. I think Silverwolf does it fine. If Silverwolf was, like, honestly, if Silverwolf was 3.0 or 4.0 and introduced Elation to the game and maybe released next to Yao Guang, I feel like it would be very different. Elation would feel a lot better, and it would make a lot more sense why they're doing it this way. Also, I hate Sparzy. I actually used to like Sparkle simply because of the lolly shit that she gets associated with, especially since the devs themselves are playing into it. A little bit, yeah, with the Sparzy trailer. I wasn't a huge fan of that one. Not elating. Okay, fair enough. I hate Sunday still. I don't see why people like him. Ooh, Sunday's like one of my top 3 characters story-wise. Even the writers don't know what this is true though. The writers do not know what to do with Sunday. Light cone effects should not be locked to their respective paths. This would be insane. I think it would open up a lot. Like, could you imagine being able to use Dance 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 on any character in the game? Like, dude, that would, like, let me tell you guys, like, this is the best light cone in the game, by the way. Like, I don't care. S5DDD is the best light cone in the game. Not only because it's, like, super accessible. Like there are 2 light cones that I think are better, and it's the Kestrus. This one is just way too good. You get defense ignore, action advance, max HP increase. It's unbelievable. This is, like, insane. And then the other one is, oh no, she's also a remembrance. Cyrene Cone. Cyrene Cone and Kaiser's Cone. Actually, those 2 are really, really good. But you know who I was thinking of that also has, like, the best cone in the game? This is also tied up there for, like, the S rank light cones. Cypher Cone is ridiculous, man. It's really, really good. If I could use Cypher, if Cypher wasn't, like, the least obtained Star Rail character, I think she still is, then, you know, it'd be fun. World building suffers from information and characters being shown in YouTube videos or in-game passages. Yeah, this is true. That's not a crazy take, actually. As someone said that earlier, too. What is this? Oh, see my impact. Okay. Yeah, so that was kind of my hot takes video. Let's go to the leak subreddit real quick. This is crazy, huh? A new Fate characters. That's pretty nuts, right? Gilgamesh is... So I've never actually watched Fate. I might start watching Fate just because, like, now there's going to be 4 Fate characters in Star Rail, so I might just watch it. I'm kind of out of animes to watch anyway. So this might be kind of cool. But this is neat, man. 2 new... I'm wondering if they're going to keep Archer and Saber as summonable or not. I wonder if they're going to switch the banner out. And then this right here, Aventurine SP, Ashvale, and Blade SP are going to be on the same team. So his best team is coming out. I have no idea what these 2 are going to do, by the way. We know Blade's Nihility. I have no clue how Ashvale fits on this team. So, anyways, that was my hot take video. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Yeah, it might be kind of fun. Let me know if you got any more hot takes. Put them in the comments below. I might do something else like this. Thank you guys, though. And I'll have some more videos out soon.